So it makes almost 20 years.
Oh God, I know. It's mad.
Yeah, my parents had a diamond jubilee.
Yeah.
60 years.
I know.
Just
Are they happy?
I guess so. Like now.
Yeah.
they
Are we
have to.
recording? My headphones are quite high. Can you turn down my headphones, Hannah?
What number are you
Or are your headphones quite high, Hannah?
on? Are they okay?
Can you turn down my headphones?
Just do it on that,
Which one?
because then everyone's going to go
Oh, I
down.
see. Yeah. No, that's not it.
Maybe you're number 4.
1 2 1 2 2 2.
Oh yeah, he's gone down now. Yeah. That's
No, it's not. I'm not.
No,
going
that-
down.
that was Laura's.
That was your one.
Oh.
You were turning down my headphones.
Well,
thinking,
that sounds great actually. It might
1
sound-
2 1 2 1 2. No, 1 2 1 2. Go on, keep on. Now up a little bit. Up a little bit. Up a little bit. Up a little bit. To the left. To the left. I sound like giving
Yeah,
instructions for the
yeah.
vulva. Okay, to the left. To the right. Okay, so we just had, as usual, we've had technical fucking difficulties, right? And as I'm trying to
it
fix
recorded?
those technical difficulties, they're having this amazing chat, and I'm thinking, don't be talking, save it for the podcast, because they're talking about vulvas and
Not vulvas.
Volvos.
Vulvas.
Do you drive a Volva? Now, I'm absolutely delighted to have. Well, no, do you know something? Why don't you introduce the thing?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to And That's Why We're Not Together, starring David McSavage and Hannah Andrews, with special guest, the fabulous pharmacist herself, Miss Laura Dowling.
This is like a show.
I am genuinely delighted to have Laura Dowling here, the fabulous pharmacist. I've been following you like a filthy old stalker for years and years, and you're very accomplished. And also, you won Pharmacist of the Year.
I did.
2022, and I've talked to other pharmacists, and they're riddled with jealousy.
They
fucking
should be. They
that
fucking
Laura
should be.
Dowling. No, but it's lovely because it just shows you really give a shit and you care and you have passion for what you do, and you're very obviously good with your people and your customers and all that kind of thing. So it's a pleasure to have you here. Sorry, I'm just.
Every pharmacist dreamed to be Pharmacist of the Year, by the way.
Can you just turn down? Is your headphones too loud, Hannah?
No, mine are fine.
Can you turn mine down a little
So
bit?
it's number 1, yeah, to the left.
Yeah, to the left. Turn down. How did you? Okay.
I love the way these two carry on.
Yeah. And you're married, aren't you?
I am. I'm
Okay.
taken, David. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, you're
And
taken.
it's
I mean,
funny,
you're
Laura,
taken.
we never seen your husband in any post, and you actually never mention him.
Yeah, I know.
So sometimes you might think that it's
Yeah, it gives
Laura
pe- yes.
and 3 boys.
I
And
know.
we can't see the boys either.
Yeah.
No.
Only hear them in
Yeah.
the background.
It does give people hope, Laura. False hope.
Sorry.
What's that all about?
Maybe I'm toying with people.
Oh, you devil, you.
Maybe I'm making them wish I was single or wonder as I think. No, we just made a decision that the kids and himself would just stay offline.
And how long have you been married?
Too long.
Okay, that's a bad question. No,
No.
fuck
Do you know
that.
what?
Do you know what? No. Fuck me. I fucked up there, and I appreciate that. And because you see, I'm learning to understand women, and there was a look there that if it was a guy, he would have said "fuck off," but women are much more demure, understated.
No,
So
do
we
you know
don't-
what? I took him to the
want to-
Debs. I took him to the Debs, and we're together since. But we
Okay.
got married a few more years later.
Yeah, what you mean, Hannah? When did we meet? 1993.
No, Daniel was born 1993, and we were married in 1993, but we met obviously
9
at
months
least a
before.
year before. So
No,
it was
a year and a half.
1991.
91
91.
Where did you guys meet?
in Amsterdam. I was sitting with a dulcimer player called Lindsay Buckland, and we were sitting on Leidsestrasse in Amsterdam, and he said, "You see your one over there?" And Hannah was standing
Your
outside
one.
this restaurant trying to get people to go inside. So I walked up the street and then walked back down and said, "Oh, hi. Hello, how are you?" and then
And I thought David was really well educated. He had that
Why? Because
look.
he had a posh accent.
Yeah, he had a look and a dress and everything, and then it was like from high up to really
no, because I was
down.
wearing a tweed jacket or something. So Hannah thought I was well educated. But
Oxford.
little did she know I was just an old street performer.
And then he invited me to his performance, but he wasn't performing. He was just giving away
I was selling
CDs.
DVDs for Lindsay, so Hannah was shocked by that. Jack is just back from Paris, where he visited his auntie Sinead, who works in the UN, and he brought his granny, my mother.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And you went to Paris.
Yes.
How were the Parisians? Were they okay?
They were fine in the city, but in the airport they were very, very rude. And
Rude.
And I was very happy to come back to Ireland because I had to bring Granny on the mobility assistance, you know?
Yeah.
And I had it all booked beforehand. I called them beforehand.
This is in the Paris airport.
Yeah. In the Ireland airport, it was fine. We actually didn't use it because
Granny wouldn't let you.
She didn't want to use it, you know. But in Paris, you know, she was a bit more tired. So I go to the mobility assistance thing, and they tell me you have to go down to the check-in, even though I had the tickets, and you have to bring a Granny's passport. I said, does she have to come? Can I just bring it myself? And they were like, yeah, fine. So I go to the check-in. And then they tell me I have to bring my granny down. And I say, are you going to help me bring my granny down? What if she collapses on the way here, you know?
Yeah.
And they were like, oh,
Bush.
Oh, listen. So to the people in Charles Gaulle de Gaulle Airport, and who didn't provide assistance for my mother, fuck you. You're fucking rude. Fuck off. Fuck right off. I don't find it charming, interesting, or windswept. Your little Parisian attitude. If you were in the situation and your mother needed help, you know what I mean?
They're a little bit uptight.
But we did get eventually, but it took like 40 minutes. But I did get to give out to the people in the mobility service. I said, I know it's not your fault, but I'm here with my granny. You're not helping, and it's not good enough, and I'm disgusted. But they really felt bad about it. You know?
Were you able to say it in French to them?
No, I said it in English. But then Granny saw what I was doing, and she started walking extra slow and like bent over.
Good on Granny.
But there was a good guy who showed up, didn't he?
Yeah, he was just a young guy who was pushing the wheelchair, and he was like dead sound. Really nice guy.
See?
Yeah, because he was young and normal fella. But the other people, they had notions, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm just back from Amsterdam, actually. You were talking about Amsterdam.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I went over for a trade show for a bit of work. But the food there is gorgeous.
Mm.
But, and the
Did you
people
go
are really
to
friendly. We went to the red light district,
the
just to have a
Dutch
look.
sex parties?
Yeah. No, I didn't go to any sex parties, but, I don't know.
It's seedy, yeah.
Well, I don't know. It doesn't feel very nice.
Oh no, it's gross.
Watching.
I mean, you see that, the big German truck drivers walking up and down trying to, it's pathetic. But I mean,
I'm not sure if
prostitution.
the women are still in the windows.
They're in the windows.
They are,
but
I thought that they forbid them. That there was some
they
law.
were there last weekend.
But listen, so they've been there. But I remember I went to Amsterdam when I was 19. We actually, myself, my boyfriend, we actually illegally crossed the border from Poland to Amsterdam. So could you imagine, we from Poland, we went to Amsterdam, we went to red light district. We were like in a different world. It was unreal, just seeing the colors, the people,
coming from communist Poland.
Yeah.
This is 1989.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is going to somewhere like Amsterdam. I know, because Hannah had a tough life growing up in communist Poland, didn't you?
Well, it wasn't that, obviously, yeah. But I wasn't starving.
She had, for Christmas present, you got a banana.
No, we didn't get bananas. We got oranges.
Oh, yeah.
Bananas. Yeah. We didn't have bananas at all. We just had oranges for Christmas.
Goodness. It's like a different world, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's funny, like now, when I look back, let's say documentaries, I'm just like thinking, oh my God, I lived there. And it's the memory is just so tricky because you forget so easily. You just get used to what it's now. So when you look back, you're thinking, oh my God, that's weird.
I'm mindful of the fact that, in the comments, one guy said, you can see McSavage twitching when it's not about him. And so I'm just trying. I'm actively trying to listen to Hannah, but it's so tough, because I'm just like. Like, it's so bad. I'm really a narcissist,
but
and
Laura,
that's why they're not together.
Yeah, but Laura, I saw one of your posts, and you've got a solution for stressful flying, aren't
Oh,
you?
I do, yes.
Yeah,
You should try
you've
my
got
Orna
your
relax.
fabulous
Oh, go on. So let's-
Fabu.
Yeah,
Relax.
and you're an
You
entre.
take
you're,
it and you
Absolutely.
what is
Sorted,
it? So
yeah.
talk about how to this solution.
The solution is my Orna relax. It's a blend of herbal ingredients and vitamins and magnesium, and it'll just chill you out.
And you
I developed
started
these
your
myself.
wow. You started this Fabu.
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 Thank you, Hannah. Everyone calls it Fabu, but it's Fabu.
It's Fabu.
Because you're fabulous, David. Even though you probably weren't told that growing up, were you?
Oh, you sexy bitch. Calm down.
Oh.
Fabu.
So true.
So what about Fabu? You started your
Yeah, so I was, I don't know, from when I...
Oh, sorry, and
come out
also
of-
you very kindly sent us supplements,
Oh, yeah, that's them. Yeah.
and I was just quite impressed by your entrepreneurial spirit.
Thank you.
So we want to know, how did it come about?
So I when I came out of pharmacy, I did pharmacy in Trinity, and I came out, and like, pretty much from the get-go, people were always coming into the pharmacy looking for, supplements to make themselves feel better, or
Wait,
things.
sorry, Laura, you specialize in pharmacognosy, yeah?
So pharmacognosy is a subject within
interesting.
pharmacy, but I'm a pharmacist, and pharmacognosy is one of the main subjects. So it's the study of plants and herbs for medicinal purposes. So that was one of the core subjects that I studied. So I was always into, mixing all the herbs and cannabis. No, sorry, together. But then when I came out and I was practicing pharmacy in the community, as in, in one of the shops. People were always coming in and out, not knowing what supplements to take for, say, energy or stress or things like that. And in pharmacy, we didn't have, we'd the same kind of stuff all the time. It was like the Centrums or the Pharmatons and all that. So or else when people were stressed or had issues, kind of relax, and all we really had was Rescue Remedy or CAMS, and that's fine. But I had studied plants and herbs and mushrooms. I'd travelled around to India and studied Ayurvedic medicine, and I got really into traditional Chinese medicine, where food is medicine, basically. You go to the doctor, and you're prescribed, say, herbal teas and a particular diet to make yourself just feel well. You don't go when you're sick with a pain in your back and get a medicine. You go when you get prescribed food so you can live better. So it's like holistic. So I was really into that, and I kind of saw as a pharmacist that we were living a really prescription culture. Like, we call it healthcare, but it's actually sick care, isn't it? So it's,
Yes.
you go to the doctor with a pain, you get prescribed something. But anyway, so I used to send them around to the health food store. Sorry, go.
No, I just want to interject. There is an accumulative effect of the sort of foods we eat. We're very chocolate addicted.
Sugar addicted.
Sugar, no.
I'm sugar addicted, and it does have it does affect your health and so on. And I think
poison.
it's poison.
It is.
But I like that Ayurveda because we also eat too much.
Yeah.
Look, because I'm fat. I've got a belly. I have a belly.
Is it just a bit of middle-age spread though? Because our fat proportions itself differently as we get older.
Listen,
too.
I'm going to the gym, Mrs. Okay, I'm going to the gym 3 times a week. I'm
when?
not.
It doesn't decrease
First
your
of all,
belly.
that's quite aggressive the way you're talking about. Since 6 months. But listen, yes. But the Ayurveda, I heard that they say that if you eat less, you just become just more in tune with your body. You're not as tired and.
Well, we weren't.
Like you were, like you'll start to feel like you did when you were a kid a bit. I think as definitely as we get middle age, we do put on weight because we move less and eat more.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just want to say that. Now you've probably forgotten where I interrupted.
No, it's fine. But you're right. We do eat more, and we also we didn't evolve to eat as much as we do.
Yeah.
Or we didn't evolve to eat for the length of time that we do either. So we get up at 7 o'clock, we eat our breakfast, and we're grazing all day until we go to bed at midnight.
We like cows.
Yeah,
Grazing all day long.
Whereas back in the Stone Age, where our bodies evolved to eat when food was plentiful, but also be able to survive when there was famine, basically. That means we put on weight quite easily. So we would have had maybe 1 meal a day or 2 meals a day. And breakfast was developed by Kellogg's as being the most important meal of the day.
So it's bollocks.
Kellogg's come out with that.
I actually must say, I boycott Kellogg's, Nestle. I do not buy anything by those companies. And if they want to sponsor me, I say no.
So Kellogg's can fuck off.
And Nestle as well. They're evil.
Rip up those envelopes and they come in the door offering sponsorship deals.
So the food pyramid, would you look at that as like false? Because you know the traditional food pyramid.
They've
has
changed the food pyramid recently. As in, that used to be very, carb heavy, as in you should be eating all those carbs, but it isn't actually the case. Like, we should be eating lots of vegetables and that, but not loads and loads of carbs in terms of like the refined carbohydrates, etc. So, we have it all wrong. Food, really. Now, I'm not a nutritionist, but
we all have common sense.
Yeah, and obviously there's too much sugar in the shops. You go into deals and it's like, your kids are.
Laura, listen, like being an alcoholic, I am sugar addicted, and other parts of the world, there aren't these rows and rows and rows of confectionery, so you don't have the temptation. But definitely, you see people, standing in these spar shops, and you'll grab at this, grab at this. But I'm very sugar addicted. Mm-hmm. Remember we did that. You remember we did the fast.
Yes. Yes.
So we did this, and also though, I have to, from other people's point of view, if they're listening to somebody wanking on about a fucking fast. But I never did a fucking fast, okay,
and
mister?
You were not even fasting, you were just eating apples, organic apples.
Maybe it's the word fast that instantly puts people to sleep. It's just like fast. What's a breakfast?
It's a breaking a fast because you're sleeping.
Oh, breaking a fast. Oh.
Yeah. You're sleeping and then you're breaking a fast. And you don't need to break your fast.
I break my fast.
Just the minute you get up, you can go on a few hours.
So every time you're not eating, you're fasting?
Sort of, yeah. But
so every time you're not having sex, you're...
celibate.
But listen...
But intermittent fasting is just skipping your breakfast. That's all that is.
Yeah.
It's so difficult to describe because so I just ate apples exclusively for 5 days in a row. It was like 6 apples a fucking day, and drank water, right? And this was 5 days. And I swear to God, Laura, 4th day, I was emptying the cat's litter box, and I was looking at little cat turds, and I was thinking. And that's how hungry I was, and I really
you were not hungry. There was a brain tricking you.
Okay, good, but my God, the appreciation by the 5th day you have for like food, like you look at a green pepper, and it's like looking at Michelangelo's David. You're just going, this is the most genius piece of equipment. So you just have this, and then I think I did the bone broth on the 5th day because I couldn't get back to regular food. I have to introduce myself, and that fucking bone broth, it was like Jesus Christ himself ejaculating into my stomach. I don't even know if that makes any sense, but it was just sorry. It was an incredible experience, and what was amazing was the body is doing this, like it's pulling in food, and then you hit a point in fasting where the body starts going like and starts pulling the fat out, eating itself.
Fat.
If you could only invent a vagina that could eat itself. Come on, guys, we're better than that. I'm so sorry.
Need a sound for that?
Yeah, we do.
But
did you know the vagina is self-cleaning?
Yes.
So if you could, Pat McDonald said if you could make paint with whatever ingredients the vagina has, it would be a self-cleaning house.
Oh yeah, I don't know, but I've never used anything but water.
Yeah, but people think that they need to douche themselves, and they absolutely don't. But actually, interesting enough, working in the pharmacy, so a lot of actually like Eastern European men would come in to buy the feminine wash for they'd be asking where's the feminine
wives?
cleanser. Yeah, I think
for
so.
themselves.
No, for themselves.
Right.
Their wives.
Their wives.
They'll come in to buy it on behalf of their wives, or their wives. Like it was. I was like, also going, Jesus, is it a thing in Eastern Europe where they feel they have to clean their vaginas?
Well, I don't know. I not in what I know.
No.
Nothing could be finer. A clean vagina. Just wipe it once a day and you will not be gay.
Well, this brings us back to the vulva conversation.
I like the way you dropped that in there.
But I think we didn't finish the way you,
Clean.
Laura, set up your business. How did it come about? We just
maybe it's a bit boring for you. You don't need to.
Laura, you're not running this ship.
Okay.
We are directing. So we decide, very controlling, Hannah. That's why she's the Steve Jobs of pharmacies.
That's good. So I used to, we stopped where I was saying that when people were coming in and I wanted to say, give them mushrooms or, botanicals, we didn't actually stock any of that in pharmacies. Even though pharmacists were the original alchemists, I suppose, that were made these things hundreds of years ago, we stopped doing that. Pharma came in and everything is double-blind clinical trial studied, and we dispense what's prescribed, and it comes in boxes or tablets, whatever. Anyway, so I used to send them around to the health food store around the corner with a list of, say they could take ashwagandha or L-theanine with some lion's mane mushroom and that, because we didn't stock them in the pharmacy. So I was doing that for a while, and people were coming with bags going, can I take this with my meds and stuff like that. So then I was like, I could actually do this myself. I could formulate them so they're getting them all in the one thing. And that's really how it started. So I started the R&D back in, was it 2010? So that was
What's R&D?
Research and development.
Oh, the R&D for the stuff that you have now.
Yeah, for the stuff that I have now.
But I know what you mean, talking about setting up a business and, boring or whatever. But the thing is, a lot of people think about setting up a business, or they work for companies and they're not making that much money. And people, I don't know, are we slightly embarrassed about the idea of creating wealth? Although that's not really what was motivated you to. But I'm just saying that
I think it can be overwhelming, You're starting your own business.
But it's interesting so that Laura has this experience because she worked in a pharmacy. She sees people coming in every day, and so that was what motivated you to start. That's what motivated me
to do it, because it was mainly women. Women are the ones that come into pharmacy for either themselves or husbands. And I worked in pharmacy during the days where menopause wasn't talked about, and perimenopause wasn't talked about, and HRT wasn't prescribed, because it was just after the women's health study that
hormone replacement therapy
for all the men that are listening. That a women's health initiative study came out in 2001, and it said basically HRT will give you breast cancer. So HRT prescribing fell off a cliff, and women weren't prescribed. So there was generation or two of women that missed out on HRT. So I had all these women coming into the pharmacy with symptoms like saying, I want to stab my husband, I hate him, or I'm so irritable, or I'm so depressed, and they were being given antidepressants instead of HRT. Now, thankfully, the tide has turned. Joe Duffy went on the radio a couple of years ago and had a 2-week devotion to the menopause.
Yes, I remember that.
Now it would only be Ireland. It would only be Ireland that a middle-aged man will be the face of menopause. But we'll take what we can get. But so that was my motivation behind it. But I failed terribly trying to do it the first time. I tried to do it in 2017. I tried to launch, but I had absolutely no business sense, no financial sense. And I was doing all of this while I was still working in the pharmacy, and I had 3 boys hanging out of my breasts, at various stages.
3 breasts.
As well. I was going to say as well as my husband, he'd kill me. But
he needs a bit
so
of
in 2017 I tried to launch with this one product that I've now since split into 2. So I had a menopause product that combined the ingredients that I have in the Meno and Peri product and the Or product, and I had that as one product. But sure, I was an idiot. When I was going to manufacturers, I was took the first guy that said yes to me, because few said yes. So first guy that said yes, I was like, great, deal. And then sure, when my husband sat me down and said, okay, let's get this Excel spreadsheet out and see, sure, we would have lost our house within a month. So I had to go back to the drawing board. So actually during COVID, I did a lot of business work and worked and all that. So that's then I launched in 2022.
So I'm just wondering, do you have your own research center or
so I did lots of research and development over the years. So I'd done obviously my studying in college, and then it's just lots of learnings, lots of courses and all of that.
So is it produced in Ireland?
And then lab work. Yeah. So when you go around looking for information about it and manufacturers and that, they're few and far between. So you really need to do your digging. So it took years, but it's great that it did, and nearly took a divorce as well. But
Yeah.
my husband,
And why are you only
I know.
looking at Hannah all the time? Why don't you look at me for fuck's sake?
Hannah's got
I mean, you're
gorgeous
literally
eyes.
looking at Hannah for basically 90.
She was asking me the questions.
Yeah, but you could. But we're. you could be looking at me a bit.
Okay.
Now don't look at me.
I'm
now
afraid
it's,
I might fall in love with you, though, David, and never leave.
we're already in love. So but you can just look at me a bit
Okay,
more.
okay.
Now,
You know- you know-
don't look at me all the time.
It took a lot of work, put it that way. And
Yes.
and my husband was like, "Would you just launch?" And I'm like, "No, it's not ready just yet." But anyway, eventually it happened. And
Well,
it's
that's
been great.
interesting. So it's amazing how much the amount of trial and error to achieve success.
Yeah.
But
And I'm still failing on the regular. Like
Because
my
people
Instagram
no,
was
it's-
hacked recently, and I
Whoa! Your Instagram was hacked.
yeah,
Just
at the weekend,
Yes.
I got
Could you
a
actually?
link.
You're looking at me a little too intensely now. Can you just? Oh, sorry. Yes.
I like the smell in this room. Is that
No,
your
that's
vape?
that's
Oh,
that's
right. What is
that's
it?
Hannah's vagina. Now,
It's vulva.
vulva. No, but that's the thing about our social media. You were saying before, we do depend heavily on it in terms of whatever we want to promote.
Like a London show.
Like well, I mean, that show I shouldn't.
I'm
have.
convinced you're going to sell it.
No, I shouldn't have. I should not have booked that show in London because I thought I was more popular there than I am. But I
Maybe,
couldn't.
You
But
know what
could
is
say
hard?
vulva for every woman who come to your show.
What? No, but I don't care as well. I mean, I do care. Obviously, it'd be nice to sell it out really quickly. But on the other hand, it's nice to present yourself as
vulnerable.
heroically, battling against this lack of interest.
You're like a
And
Cesare
people
Borgia.
like that.
Yeah.
Instead of kind of going, things
Likes-
are great,
I
man.
know.
Things aren't great.
Yeah, no, they're not. No, it's hard to sell out shows. So I did a tour around
Yeah.
Ireland. I did it Galway, Kerry, Cork, and then I took it to Dublin.
Oh my God, the
And-
Dublin show was amazing.
Thank you.
It was like
Whoa. Just slow down your horses there,
But no,
missus.
what I wanted to
I've
say is
sold out the
hard.
fucking shows in Ireland.
I know.
Okay.
I know you did.
Oh God, you come in here with a big attitude. It's suddenly big business head.
What I was going to say
Okay.
was...
Laura's also a performer.
what I was going to say was it's difficult to sell shows. It's difficult to sell events. Like that, you'd love to sell out overnight and go, yeah, I sold out overnight. But you need to work at it. And
Well,
I
no,
think that people don't make choices that quickly. People leave it to the last minute sometimes as well.
Yeah.
Well, hang on a second. First of all, I have established my comedy credentials in this country,
You don't need to
so I
defend
am
yourself.
defending my
No,
fucking self because I'm not in
It's
this.
unnecessary.
Jesus Christ. This is embarrassing, David.
This is
You're
serious.
embarrassing.
Yeah,
You're
You're
embarrassing.
embarrassed. I'm just.
You
It's like being.
embarrass
It's like embarrassment. Okay. And by the way, hello, embarrassment.
What
And I have no problem.
What
I
percentage
embrace.
of your followers are in Britain or England?
I know, Laura. You're so
All you
on
need
it. You're so
all you
on
need
it
to do is go
with
into
your
the
stats. Hey, listen, your stats. But I have to say, Hannah was singing her praises when she went to your show in the National Concert Hall, and she said it was amazing.
No, it was beautiful because the show was sold out. There was like, how many women it holds? 1,000?
1,100. Yeah.
That's
So,
fantastic.
and they were all women.
Yeah.
And they were maybe like two men being brought by women, and they were not aware what it is.
They were
and how-
delighted. at the
No, and they
end.
were just like so freaked out because 1,000 women and 2 men.
And
they
we're
were
all
just
talking about
like,
vaginas. And then
Yeah.
especially, remember we got on, we're like, okay, so Marie's the anus, Laura's the vagina, and then Aoife's the urethra, and everyone's like...
But it is great because we never knew, we were never taught stuff like that in school. So I'm talking about the 80s and so on.
Yeah, no, now it's different. But I think we all, even if you know, you still need to remind yourself. You still need to get to know certain things, certain tips, just to make you aware that you're not the only one who
Well, the
has.
reason
Why don't we give these guys a pop quiz?
Yeah.
Like, can you pull out? You have one of these. You have a lovely vagina with you that you carry with you.
This is actually Actually, I
That's-
won't correct you.
I brought one
Yeah,
of them
because
in for a show and tell in school. actually.
Hang on a second. What, Hannah?
That's not vagina.
Hey, it's funny because it's like it's like Kermit the Frog. Imagine it, Sesame Street. Hey kids, it's Kermit the Frog
Imagine
here.
it did that.
It's Oh yeah, sorry. Okay. No. Go on.
Sure, like Jack and Daniel.
No. Well,
sure they know.
but maybe they don't. So you correct. You should. You said you won't correct me because that's not the vagina.
No,
What's that?
that's a vulva.
Okay. Did you know that, boys?
Yeah.
Daniel?
Yeah, of course.
No, you didn't.
Not.
So what do you mean by that?
Well, we don't teach our little girls the proper name for their anatomy.
Okay.
You know, so then we've women that don't know what their bits look like when something goes wrong, or they're afraid to talk about it because they were never told to talk about it properly. So this is actually your vulva. This whole thing, the whole outside of the woman's genitalia is the vulva. Okay.
so
The whole of the outside.
all the gubbins, all the collectively it's called the vulva.
That's correct.
I didn't know that.
Yes, and then
And how old are you?
what's this?
Well, ask the boys.
What's this?
The one on the top.
The one on the top. So
The clitoris or
The which?
the
Clitoris.
clitoris, yeah, clitoris.
What dinosaurus?
No, I was
He wanted
trying to be funny saying
Well, don't be
clitoris.
funny. This is a
But I was
business.
I think he wanted to do a Latin name for this.
Yes.
He was trying to pretend it's like a dinosaur, a clitosaurus.
No, but I also doubted myself
no,
slightly
hang it.
at the time of saying it, you know.
Daniel, do you know? Go on, because sorry, you see, we're all. You see the way everybody's. Just calm down. What is the hood over it?
what's this?
I don't know the hood over it. No, I don't know what that's called.
It's the clitoral hood. So
Okay.
that kind of covers the clitoris. Mm-hmm. And then
I'm feeling weird watching you rub the clitoral hood.
But Laura,
Is that what you're supposed to do with it? Is it?
So basically, right? This
Wait,
is what we
wait.
like.
Yeah.
hood. Does every woman have a hood? I don't think so. No.
So for a lot of them, they're a
Such
bit
a-
shorter.
so-
You know,
yeah.
this is exaggerated. Like the clitoris
Yeah.
isn't actually that size, Hannah.
Well, because they all come in different shapes and sizes, don't
they're
they?
all beautiful. They're like snowflakes.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
all individual and beautiful.
Yeah, go on. Okay, no. But look, without being silly, go on. And
Yeah.
so
So
that's the
then-
clitoral hood. That's the
clitoral hood.
clitoris.
So then what is this part?
The
Daniel.
the lips.
Yeah, and then what's this?
What is it actually?
These are the
Is the labia
yes
majora?
Oh,
That,
yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
10 points for David. And then what are these?
Daniel.
They're the.
We're deferring to Daniel.
I can't remember the name. I don't know.
It's funny, it reminds me of what's
Give
that?
me the first letter.
L.
L. Oh, they're just the labias then, are they? No.
Yeah,
Minora.
So there's the
Minora.
labia majora, which are
Okay,
the
yeah.
the outer ones, and the labia minora, which are the inner ones. But
Uh-huh.
sometimes the labia minora hang down
Yeah.
longer than the.
Ah, yeah, I remember that one.
But women think that they're ugly when they're long.
No,
you
no.
know, and, exactly. See, he's like, no, no, no.
Jack is appreciate.
But a lot of women don't know.
Yeah.
And we don't talk to our little girls about their parts. So basically, that's the vagina. It's the hole in the middle.
Okay,
Whoa.
right.
But also, like girls see Barbie and everything. Girls see Barbie and
know.
everything is neat, everything inside, and So.
Oh, and
that's
actually,
what
and
they want.
another one is, where does the urine come out of in the vulva?
I know that's a separate hole, no?
Very good.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think that. I didn't
Where
think that
did you
for
think
it.
it came out?
I thought it came out the your hole.
No, really.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, for a long time.
Oh, but not now.
Well, obviously now I know. I kind of, but still, I'm a bit confused about the little urethra.
Urethra. So there's a little hole.
Go on. No, but come on, because
So,
I bet you there's
it's
loads
not,
of guys.
It's not shown here.
I'll tell
but
you
it's above.
something. I bet you there's loads of
Yes.
guys who don't know
And
the
there's
piss.
a lot of women who don't even
Yeah.
know where it's coming
they're-
out.
Okay.
Because they never looked.
So the urine comes out of
The urethra,
Yeah.
which is above all this.
above where?
So this is just the vulva. This the clitoris. So the above the clitoris is the urethra.
No, it's not. Is it?
Well, what do you think?
I don't know. I thought it was sort of maybe inside the fanny.
I'm gonna. Will I get it? Will I Google it now and show you? Because I think you need to know.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know where the fucking I haven't? Oh shit! Look at that.
Oh, and that's like a prolapse.
That's like a prolapse. Jesus.
vagina.
I never actually. No one's ever said that. Well done.
That's really scary because, we have the jokes like, you'd be like a snail. We give birth to 10 children. Your vagina would be like a snail behind you, dragged along.
But
It's a terrible thing. But like,
Do you know what? And that's why we did the Viva la Vulva show, because I would have seen women coming into the pharmacy for years and they would have had prolapse or they would have had urinary incontinence and they just put up with it and they just put up with
and
it.
it is embarrassing.
Yeah.
And it is like,
And
it
what-
shows you
what
that,
does-
like 100% woman because you've got this problem.
and
because-
how does prolapse happen? Oh, because of you giving birth.
Yeah, you're giving birth. Like you give birth to 2 kids, and you're not as you were younger.
Yeah.
But could you imagine 10 births?
Okay, so and there's how do you
So
mitigate
so
mitigate the fanny?
Stop and shove it back. Truly, that's what you're supposed to
So
do.
pelvic organ prolapse is when either the bladder or the vagina, the bladder or the womb or the bowel come into the vagina, like they come in down into the vagina. They kind of collapse in, and childbirth through the vagina is it can be a trigger. But then also as women get older and their hormones drop, it happens as well. So when our estrogen levels drop and fall off a cliff, our pelvic floor isn't as tight, and that can happen too. So prolapse can happen. You're looking really uncomfortable.
No, I'm not.
But then also-
But you see, this is the thing, right? We live in a society. We're all in it together. But these things, guys, we're so disconnected from the women in our lives, and we don't know anything. Or are we totally disinterested? I guess so. I don't have a vagina.
Well-
It's not my problem. It's your problem.
Yeah.
I mean, even like I joked. I used
Mind
to
you,
joke.
I wouldn't
used
want to
to
go
jo-
to my friends, male friends, and say I've got prolapse vagina.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the
No, I
thing
know, but
I
you,
would
do
like
you know
to
what?
share.
No, do you know what the issue is though? If things were happening to men's penises, like if men's penises were drying up and shriveling up,
Right.
and falling off, or
Yes.
there's serious issues with them,
Yeah.
there would be national outcry, and there would
Yeah.
be
Well,
policies put in place.
Mind you,
but no,
I
but
think-
wait a second. Did you not know that? You know the way when you have baby teeth and then they fall out. That's what happened to me. I had a baby penis and then that fell off, and then I grew an adult penis.
What? Is that
Isn't
a
that
joke?
that's how it happens, isn't
that's what your mummy told you, is it?
it?
But there's a lot of things that happen. The women's
Yeah.
vaginas, anatomies, as they get older, and because we're not taught about it, or it's not considered to be important, or it wasn't. It is more now. They just don't deal with it. It's not something that's talked about. It's like,
Well, speaking about embarrassment, I think I did your podcast ages ago, and I was talking about female ejaculation or something, and speaking about embarrassment. But the thing, where are you going, Jack?
I'm just going. I was fixing something.
Why? What's wrong with it?
It's just paused.
Stop it,
What?
David. Stop it.
What is he doing?
Because the camera's paused. I don't know why.
Oh shit! Well, do you want, I'll have to plug it out and plug it back in. I guess. Watch out, Jack.
I'm going to get the women's anatomy up on Google now just to show it out.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Is that okay?
We're back on, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck me in the face.
But that's
Fuck me, hey,
But you know
mommy, there's shite in the mince.
what?
There's shite in the mince. Have you ever heard that? Mommy, can you imagine what situation does a person live in the kitchen where a kid, mommy, there's shite in the mince. How could there be shite in the mince? Who's shit in the mince?
What is mince?
Mince meat, like mince meat
Oh, yeah.
in a pot.
Okay.
Somebody had.
see there you go now.
Oh right. No, you said the urethra is above the clitoris,
I
missus.
know.
Oh, you were taking the piss?
Yeah.
We're taking the piss. I knew.
Literally.
No, that's where I knew it was. No, I
Yeah.
always thought it came out the.
Vagina.
It came out the cart, the tunnel.
Yeah.
So actually, female ejaculation comes out from what's that? Urethra doesn't come from. I just read it. It comes from.
Yeah.
It comes from here.
Oh yeah, Laura. What I wanted to say to my father when I was growing up, traditional socially constructed roles applied, men, women. When a woman comes into the room, stand up. All that sort of stuff. You stand up, show, and there's something beautiful about it, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And open a door. I know some
Yes,
people don't
I
like that.
miss
No, but
this.
some people don't like that. That's okay. But I wish he had said, make sure when you're having sexual. He said, I have to put on this Pat Kenny voice when I'm talking about sex because it's so uncomfortable. And certainly when you're having penetrative sex, ow, with the lady, make sure that she comes first. You know what I mean? That she comes first. Now, to figure this out, I mean, it's like, it's like going to the gym. You have to, there's lots of things that need to happen.
Did you know that
have to talk
90
to them and you listen and then you have to do this and do this.
clean
and
the
you-
Did you
kitchen.
say you have to talk to them?
yeah. You have
Listen.
to talk to them and listen with your ears and go, oh, really? Yes.
That sounds excellent.
But so there's lots of stuff that I hadn't got a clue about. But you're saying it's funny. Do you think the penis is a much more simple instrument versus the vaginas? Like women don't know about their own vaginas. Or
I think that in society it's okay for little Johnny to be sitting there playing Willy Copter, and it's completely normal, and no one bats an eyelid at men fiddling with themselves all the time, don't they? From little boys, cradle to the grave, hands down the pants. fiddling.
Yeah, can
I find it
but can I just say,
disgusting,
cradle to the
actually,
grave?
the
Get your
running-
fucking hands out of your fucking pants. I mean, I'm there. They're like, there was a
Yeah,
guy. I remember a
David.
guy. I don't never do that in public
No.
or ever.
I think no, you can do it in private.
No, I
But
don't even do it in
never-
private. I do not do it in private.
You're
The
always
idea-
rearranging yourselves,
Well-
or like fiddling. Look, it's
Well,
whereas if a little girl
Stop
does it,
lying, David.
Dude,
Stop lying. Like,
if a little
every,
girl
every
has her hands
bloke's
down her
rearranged.
pants,
Oh,
she's
yeah.
told, take your pants out
Oh
of your pants.
yeah, very
And
good.
she's-
Yeah.
She
It's
is
much, actually,
shamed.
100%.
Because
so
no one
true
likes to
equality.
see-
So true equality means girls, start fiddling with yourselves like
No,
guys.
but it's not
no,
fiddling with if they're little, very young, like toddlers,
Yeah.
or even a bit older, 5, 6, 7, and it's a sense of comfort. It's like sucking your thumb. It's just giving them. They're not masturbating at that age. It's just comfort. But you accept a little boy doing it, but if a little girl does it, you're like, take your hands out of your pants.
Yeah.
So automatically, from a very young age, you're telling girls
Oh,
that
very
that's
good.
shameful.
Okay, yeah.
And then you're not giving her the right names for her anatomy. So, but if you're more open with your daughters and you give them the proper names and you allow them to touch themselves when they want. Now, if they're 15, tell them to go to their room, obviously, just like your sons. But they're much more inclined to know if someone touches them inappropriately and talk about it and say it to someone, They're much more inclined to, when they get older and they get into their teenage years and they become sexually active, to go to the doctor if they have an STI or to talk to someone if they're uncomfortable down there. They're more important to be vocal about what they want in the bedroom. When things go wrong post or during or after pregnancy, they'll talk about it. If they've urinary leakage, they'll talk about it. But we haven't been doing that, and women, as a result, their healthcare has been compromised. So I would have had a woman coming in to me regularly looking for Canesten cream, say. That's an antifungal cream. Thrush thrives in a warm, moist,
Acidic.
warm,
Moist.
warm, moist conditions. So, and what's warmer and moister than your vagina, vulval area? But I would have had women coming in, treating themselves for thrush continuously, when actually they just needed vaginal estrogen because their estrogen levels had plummeted, but they wouldn't go to the doctor because they didn't want to annoy their doctor, or they didn't want to tell their partner, or they've got urinary leakage, or, peeing themselves, basically.
Yeah.
But
How
one
do
in
you
two
get
women do it.
peeing themselves?
So that's to do with the pelvic floor.
Oh, okay.
And it's also to do with the lack of estrogen too. But basically,
Can
my
you do
point-
exercises to
You
tighten that up?
can,
Yes.
you can, and you go to a women's health physio to do it as well. But it's just we don't talk about those things because we never really talk about the women's anatomy because
And
it
hence
wasn't
hence
right.
why you are so popular, that there's a huge kind of silent market there that really is relieved that somebody like you is talking about stuff that they probably have niggling worries about, and they feel kind of awkward as a result of childhood dismissiveness.
That's it.
You know,
and also,
and
like, we're the Catholic Church.
was that just man fucking splaining there?
Okay.
I have a question, Laura. Would around other like girls with themselves, would like before, would they be more comfortable talking, or would that still be?
So I think that nowadays the tide has turned a bit with the advent of TikTok, and everyone's talking about their periods and all this. But
before,
girls don't talk about masturbating.
Right.
Boys do all the time, don't they? Do guys talk about it?
Yeah.
You did your January, January free.
Yeah. No wankuary.
Yeah, no, that was it. But so that isn't something that women talk about at all. Didn't we broach that at the Viva la Vulva show as well? Like, it isn't something that women, it's not encouraged, it's not talked about. So it's like almost like that entire part of femaleness is left behind, and it just impacts on their mental health, their physical health. Everything. So I think that if we were much more open in general talking about women's health in that sense, and just were really like, let's just lay it all bare, then everyone's healthier and happier and well. Like, for instance, right, and I'll shut up then.
No, you're not. Don't shut up, because that's why you're here.
It's so much nicer listening to you than David, anyway.
So in France, women get free physiotherapy care after they've had a baby if they need it. So they get free physiotherapy care for 6 months. They take their vaginas really seriously in France. Okay.
Yes.
Really seriously.
French, because they like the beauty.
They do, and they appreciate the vagina for what it is. But in Ireland, you give birth. You're told, go, there's your baby now, do a few squeezy exercises, breastfeed for 2 years, and off you go, and you're given no support. And then you have women then that are leaking all the time in their 30s, or they're going back to the gym, they're lifting weights that are too heavy, they're leaking. 1 in 3 women will leak in their lifetime, but then that increases to 1 in 2 after menopause. So women go around with pads on all the time, dark trousers, not able to dance, not able to walk. We're telling women to exercise, but they can't walk the length of themselves because they're weeing themselves.
Yeah.
So are you saying
shamed.
that there's a possibility that they don't actually need pads and that stuff if they
went and got seen to, or if they were told how to look after themselves properly, if we had women's health physios, points of contact, definitely after every baby.
So do you think that it's purely just our kind of repressed Catholicness that is kind of stopping that, or is there something else to it?
I think this is the consequence of the policies, I think, implemented, that women are not as important.
Yeah. So
first it's like men and then women.
And also the Catholic Church did, definitely, without a doubt. But in England it would be very similar, because I was over in London a few weeks ago, and I was mentioning this to someone that I was talking about. They're like, oh my goodness, like, that sounds great, that that you're talking about all this, and we don't talk about it enough. And I've been talking to people in the States and that too. I think there's some countries that are really progressive, like France, like those kind of countries, but definitely Ireland.
They're Catholic as well in France, kind of, aren't they?
They are, but they're more open about sex and about affairs and about people being married, but also having their little bit in the side. And
Hello.
Now you're talking.
We don't support
now you're talking.
to have a little bit on the side.
No, we don't. What I'm saying is they're just more open about the fact that you might be married and want a little bit of more excitement in your life or something like that. Whereas in Ireland it's like, you wouldn't talk about that. I'm just talking about the openness of things. Yes. So yes, in Ireland definitely I feel that the Catholic Church definitely had a lot to do with it, because goodness me, sure, it isn't only whatever a couple of decades ago that women were being locked up for having babies, not being out of wedlock.
Like the hospitals are they still run by the Catholic Church? Some hospitals weren't hospitals run by the Catholic Church.
I don't think ran by the Catholic. I think maybe the patron's off now, and then there was an issue with the new National Maternity Hospital being on the grounds of St. Vincent's, because St. Vincent's technically is owned by the nuns there. So so I think it's all kind of intermingled. Still, but like obviously people can now avail of termination of pregnancy care and that in hospitals, which is important.
So it's much better now, you would say.
It is much better, but we've still loads of work to do.
Okay.
And so your show that you toured was called
Viva la Vulva.
Right. What were the things that surprised you in terms of what women were confused about as regards their vulvas?
Well, they're confused. They didn't know that they could get help, that they weren't the only ones in the room that were having urinary issues, maybe sexual dysfunction.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. How do you get thrush?
Thrush is a fungal infection, and we all have thrush in our vaginas. Do you know what that your thrush that you have in your vagina you got from your mum, you got from her mum? It's like actually comes down the generations.
That's mad. It's like a mushroom or something, like a strain of
and it's
bacteria.
when it becomes when it overgrows.
Oh, so you need
vagina.
it. You actually need it.
Yeah, it's in there,
it can
but
be
when it becomes out of balance.
Oh,
and
interesting.
that's why douching. That's why Hannah not washing her vagina is very important, because when you wash your vagina and you do, why are you?
No, because it's just it's like I just imagine me and listen to somebody talking to my mother going, Annette, you shouldn't wash your vagina. And I'm going, for fuck.
Yeah,
but I mean, that's terrible. But you see, we're I know what you mean, which is a clear example of how closed off we are in regards to, Scandinavians or... I mean, remember we went to Denmark, people walk around naked. It's not a big deal, not a problem.
Yeah.
They're not, the body... We're very because we have this recovering thing from the Catholic past, where there's a sort of a disgust of natural humanness, just humanity.
It's like
and desire. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
like that. Our bodies, everything should be just be in the dark.
But I think my generation
aren't like that.
Everyone's very comfortable.
Good.
And I think as well, if you think about your dad and mum's generation, they weren't having a lot of sex either. They wouldn't have like.
They had a lot of sex.
Well, no,
you know what?
according to Grandad, no.
He wouldn't.
Granddad's not going to admit anything, is he?
Apparently,
he's a liar.
Apparently, this generation. What's this generation? What's your generation?
Z.
Generation fucked.
Or am I don't know.
You Gen Z. Yeah, you
what's
Gen
be
Z.
generation after Gen Z?
X?
They say Y or something.
But Z comes... I don't know.
There
Anyway,
were millennials.
apparently they're having sex less than
later.
we did. And later because there's so much porn online and the Snapchats and the selfies and stuff that you can just... You're kind of doing it by yourself.
I think a lot of people are very socially awkward because of how much time they spend on the internet and stuff.
They start driving car much later.
Yeah, the driving thing is because you have to pay like so much money and they have to do so many lessons and it's much harder to get a driving license now. It is. My granny, for example, she bought her driving license for £1.
Yeah, and she had to just drive forward 6 feet, and that was it.
It definitely has changed. When you did the first driving lesson,
he failed. You failed.
Yeah, I failed everything. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm
Thank
proud.
you. You know what I mean? Yeah. What? How long have we been broadcasting, Daniel?
Just 50 minutes.
It doesn't feel longer. It's really.
Am I boring?
No,
David?
you're fucking.
He asks this every show.
I asked that every
How long do your podcasts normally last? An hour.
An hour.
Okay.
No, I'm just because I don't want to take the piss. Yes. So let's have a moment. Let's have a moment.
But we were saying about.
I think Daniel should be up here with us.
That's Jack.
Sorry, Jack. Daniel's the quiet one, is he?
Daniel.
Yeah, no, I'm just busy doing this. So
because Daniel is editing as we are live, so he's changing this camera to this camera to this camera to this camera.
That's
so
great.
it requires
a lot of playing a piano.
It requires a lot of focus.
Okay, focus.
Focus.
I worked with a girl from Poland.
You said focus.
Focus all the fucking time. And every time I speak to someone from, I was speaking to someone from Slovenia the other day, and she said, "Oh, we need to focus." And I was like, "Oh my god, that's Eva." And I phoned Eva. I said, "Do you know what? I was just on the phone to Slovenia." And he was like, "Focus," and it reminded me of you.
Yeah,
so I love it. I love.
Yeah.
Focus on the task at hand.
We need to focus. Fuck yous. Fuck yous. We need the fuck yous.
This is a lovely family gathering, though.
Yeah. Well, made all the better for your existence.
Thank you.
But I just want to defend my generation a bit about their sexual activity, because I wonder where these surveys are being done and how truthful people are being on the surveys, because I don't know where this information is getting.
Okay.
But like,
well, I'd say
from the circles I've hung around in anyway, and people like I grew up being outside the whole time, So I've always.
But you're different, son. You're different. You're different. There are a lot. There is a pamperedness. Well, every generation seems to have it a little easier than the previous generation. So everything is accessible.
There's different.
I see a lot of houses, a lot of young kids. Their parents are able to, stay in this house. They don't have to fucking pay rent. Little fucks. That annoys the piss out of me. I don't know about you, Laura. I bet you the people in your fucking road and, Johnny Property Pants. Yeah, there you go. Here, Queeveen. You can stay in the fucking house. And little Queeveen.
No.
Fuck me.
My fellas are being put out to work.
I'm not talking.
Already.
And I love that. Yeah, go on. I love the fact that you're going on about people with accents. You've got a lovely accent as well. It is very lovely. But you probably... In Dublin, are we real shitty about making fun of the northern accent?
I don't know. Like, my parents are from the north, so and my uncle lived with us from when I was 2 till I was 12, maybe. He was orphaned, so he came to live with us. He was my mum's youngest brother. So I had 3 kind of real strong accents growing up because I was the eldest. But my brothers and my sister had it too, because Dad had an old camcorder and we sometimes put it on and we can hear me going, "Hey now, Brian Kate." Like, and I literally sound like I just stepped off the train. But
were you self-conscious of it?
Well, we were slagged in school that our dad was in the IRA.
Or because of the northern accent. And do you ever, here, look at you, you fucking, look at the state of you inner city fuck. Fuck off. Although I do make fun of the
What about your accent, David?
I do. Well, my accent is the most hated accent in our Ireland. Definitely. That D4 fucking entitled, and there's a visceral... Have you
never considered to change it?
There's a visceral hatred that people feel, and they're probably slightly in denial about it. When they hear me talk, they're going... I don't like that fucking cunt. Like, excuse my language. You know what I mean? But I have to acknowledge it, especially when I'm down in rural parts. I have to say I apologise for this D4 accent.
It's hard to change your accent, though.
But like, your mom doesn't speak like this.
No, she was from County Cavan, and the minute she came down to Dublin, no, because they grew up in Dublin. Although my grandfather is from somewhere, so he had a Dublin accent. My granddad did. Todd Andrews, he founded Bardnamona.
Did he?
Yeah, and he was chairman of RTE, wasn't he, Daniel?
His fame, he's very well known because of his involvement in the War of Independence and all that.
Yeah.
And Easter Rising. He was one of the 12 henchmen for Michael Collins to execute the Black and Tans.
Wow.
And he was a right-hand man of Eamon de Valera. And so on and so forth.
Laura's very impressed. Look.
Very impressed.
Yeah.
Wow. Have you done any genealogy even further back?
Well, he's great.
Yeah. Well, actually, my auntie Sinead, we were doing genealogy. It's actually very interesting because we were looking at his mother, his wife, Mary Coyle, who actually, on the subject of women, he gets a lot of the plaudits, but Mary Coyle, she was just as involved in Cumann the War of Independence. She was put in Kilmainham jail, actually.
I think Dara O'Brien, comedian, he was talking about his grandmother.
Right.
Was in Cumann, I think.
But she was in Kilmainham jail and whatnot. But Sinead was doing the Ancestry stuff, and I actually just did my DNA Ancestry. But
and what did it come back as?
Well, I'm still waiting for the results.
Okay.
But so we were looking back. So Mary Coyle's mother was a Moran, and then it kind of gets a bit hazy then, and then the last Moran was James Moran, and then before him were these people from Poland actually.
Interesting.
Called Moranu. They were Jews.
Did you know
they
this?
were Jews from Poland.
I'm Jewish. No, you're Jewish.
I think they were Jews.
I'm Jewish.
Because like 8 generations back, it was Rabbi something.
That's
Ha
crazy.
Moranu.
I'm Jewish.
And then
Oh my God.
I knew I was Jewish.
but it's very hard to find the person who moved over.
I'm going to get circumcised.
But they had to. I think they had to change their name because I don't think probably Ireland's really Catholic, so probably Jews weren't necessarily welcomed in every
Do you know what
community.
What year? You don't know what century that was?
Yeah, it would have been around more like late 1700s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mad when you go back. My dad did that on his side, and he was telling us all kinds of stories.
Yeah, but it's just when people say like this is my country or whatever, like,
like
when you look at your, you've probably gone all around the world.
I know, yeah.
But it's we're so myopic. I mean, we've got such a small. We look at the world through this, and when you no, you're thinking about Okay, no.
What?
No, because I was arguing with Hannah recently, and I said, you look at the world through a small hole like this, where I have a vast... and I was thinking, it's absolute bollocks. But no, the point is, like, there's a timeline, and we're here in this present moment, and we think, this is it. But actually, the world's going to exist for hundreds, millions of more years. I mean, it's hard.
Well, we'd hope unless climate change
but we
fucks
can't.
it all up.
It doesn't matter. The Earth will recover.
Oh, yeah.
Eventually,
We might be
we might be
extinct.
gone and
But
extinct. But it's we can think to next Tuesday. We can think 3 years from now. But 1,000 years, we can't get our heads around it. I can because I'm God. But no,
I'm myopic.
But it is amazing, the cycle of life. I mean, you just like neighbours. They just had a baby. Little Donica is his name, and he's just born 2 days old. There he is. Look at that.
I know.
2 days old. Like I was 2 days old once. So were you. People were like little dote, and like I'm 58. When that baby's 58, I'll be 116.
If you're still around.
Oh, I'll be doing gigs in the international at 116.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
Actually amazing.
Do you know everyone always asks what happens after you die? Do you ever think about what happened before you were born?
That's way too wacky for me. Sorry. I'm not Hindu. Isn't it Hindus believe that you're constantly reborn?
Oh,
Yes.
Buddhist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But definitely
Reincarnation.
Buddhist. I don't
So,
know much
well,
about
just
it.
so the products that you have at the moment, where are they?
Oh, aren't you lovely giving a little plug to the products?
Listen, no, because
Pharmacists
they
and
were
health
stores.
stores.
Actually really amazing. The
I brought you some more.
Well, the stuff that hang on a second. Oh Jesus, where are they?
And,
Well, I only brought them as a little present. You don't have to
Where
show.
are they?
They're in that brown bag.
yeah, because your products, they have small amounts of ingredients, right?
Yeah.
So
They have, like-
that's
Will you
important
take
to
them out?
you.
No, because I love this stuff.
Do you?
Yeah.
So they have. You'd like this being
but
called
also
mushrooms,
I'll tell you.
Yeah, and also
I love
there are
it. I
different
love it
type
bec-
of mushrooms.
I love it. I mean, let me fucking no. I love this stuff because you're so passionate and you care so much about what you do, to the point where you've made. Look at this. I mean, it sort of breaks me heart.
I know, they're great, aren't they?
But look at this. 60
It's a beautiful
skin for your
design.
skin.
That's for
Now
Hannah.
what is this?
Hair.
What's in this? Isn't there sort of mushroom stuff?
Hannah, you can read it and tell us because you know a lot about health and everything.
No,
Yeah.
but yeah. So
I
I just
can't see. I mean, no, but there are different kind of mushrooms.
So that one there has lion's mane mushroom. That's been used for thousands of years in traditional Chinese medicine.
so all these products are, they're not just like, look, let me open this. Look at this. They're not just like a bottle with it has a story behind it. In other words, through your experience as a pharmacist, people coming in with their ailments and so on, then you took the time to put the ingredients together, trial and error. Few people, no, I wasn't going.
Few deaths.
No, but
Cut that out.
But you found what worked. So, and this is like a good 10 years, like you said. So it is incredible. And also, Irish woman, Irish business.
Coming them
No,
on.
but coming them on, so it needs to be supported, and I think it's fucking brilliant. I have to be
I
honest
think you'd
with you.
like the Or Relax.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you have a little, if you need to
yeah, and
Oh yeah,
and
I definitely
also
need that
what-
one.
Yeah, there
What
you
does
go.
or
What-
mean?
rest and relaxation.
Oh right.
That's for David as well.
So you got
Actually, they're all for you, David. You could even the Menno and Perry.
Yeah, yeah.
so the glow one is for your skin.
Skin, hair, and nails. I'm actually changing the name to Skin, Hair, and Nails because do you know what?
Yeah,
You
so-
know
so
how
the-
sometimes
that-
I was like, I
Yeah.
should have called it Skin, Hair, and Nails, but I didn't. But actually, I'm getting the feedback is that people's hair
So
is
a
grown.
combination.
Yeah, because
There's a combination of stuff in here.
So there's 5 amino acids, okay? And then amino acids are a building block of protein. Protein's a building block of collagen. Collagen is a building block of your skin. So everyone's chugging collagen these days, but where is it going? Whereas these are amino acids. These will help your body build its
Yeah,
own collagen.
that's-
And then
Laura,
it's
look.
got mushroom in it. Brain focus.
Focus.
That's why I did it.
Focus.
I
So
did
good.
it deliberately.
Brilliant.
Say that, Hannah. I think I might.
focus.
Yes, I love it.
Immune. Oh, these are the shrooms one. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
but they all have shrooms, don't they?
So the only
they're
one that doesn't have shrooms is the Oranora Lax. That is just
Yeah.
a blend of Ayurvedic botanicals and then
Oh, this
magnesium
is
and B
brilliant.
vitamins.
Fucking delighted.
Hannah,
Absolutely
you
delighted.
you
for
went to an Ayurvedic retreat, actually, didn't
Yes,
you?
I did.
Was that the
And-
one where you were looking at your vulvas?
No, that was a different one. They wouldn't do it. No, I went to Ayurvedic center in India, in Kerala, and it was a really, really amazing experience. Well, I went with Daniel, and we did panchakarma.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did a little bit of
2
panchakarma,
months.
like a detoxing the body. But the way they cook, the way they collect the ingredients, everything is so
They're not fucking around.
organic and processed and catered to every specific person, you know, every specific person needs. So no two people would get the same tea, not the same people would get the same food, because they truly use food as medicine. Like, let's say I can't eat garlic. Everybody says garlic is a superfood. It's not
But-
superfood for me. It's a
Yeah.
poison. And actually in Ayurvedic culture, they don't use garlic as
They use Astafeda instead. There's a little pot of
no, they use it if you need it. If somebody is sick, they give them garlic.
But it's
whenever
extraordinary,
necessary.
Hannah. Like, you see people driving their BM. I said, this is like a priest, Father. If you have a BMW, you give it the right kind of petrol. You don't put, you don't put turpentine in it. And your body is your car. No, you don't
Yeah.
want to run it on sugar and Twixes and Mars bars. You want to give it brain capsules.
brain focus.
Yes,
Do you want to give
brain
it?
focus. And mushrooms, like
No, but
you
it
know,
is true. No,
mushrooms are most-
Hannah and Daniel went to Kerala. wasn't
Yeah,
it? Daniel was there for 2 months.
I went to Kerala on my honeymoon.
But that boy, I was there. That boy, when he came back, interesting that you should talk. What was the skin one?
There.
This one.
Yeah.
Because he was literally
Glowing.
glowing.
Yeah.
His hair, his eyes. You remember? It was
Yes,
incredible.
yes.
So they have such a wealth of knowledge. But the only problem is in Ireland, now fucking crack, oh yeah, mate, will you fuck off? Yeah, but look at the state of you, mate. You look like a zombie apocalypse walking around with the fucking, you know what I mean? Yeah, fucking, yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
listen. So I'm so into this stuff, especially as I'm older. I'm 58. I started going to the gym. I will actually. I'm installing a fucking gym at home here, and I contacted a place called Fitness Equipment Ireland. Is that what it's called? And the guy's calling. I'm going there tomorrow. I'm going to pick up the stuff, and he's going to give me a discount if I give him lots of shout
They're
outs.
going to be
And-
great coat hangers, aren't they?
and you're gonna just like
Jack,
record.
fuck you.
What are you getting?
Fuck
Are you
you.
getting
Fuck you
loads of
soft.
dumbbells?
Fuck
you
Are you getting
soft.
loads of free weights, or what are you getting?
Well, I thought you were doing something else there. Go on. Yeah,
That's for the premium subscription.
I'm doing. Oh yeah, Lonely Fans. RDLs, Russian deadlifts, squats, lunges, all that stuff.
We're not supposed
So-
to use word Russian anymore.
Ukrainian deadlifts. Oh, that's terrible.
It's so important though, because actually
Oh yeah.
some other
No.
shit that I talk about,
No,
right,
no.
is that, you know, as we get older, our muscles waste, okay? And
Yes.
the whole thing about longevity, okay? You don't want to live really long, but actually be in a home where you're incontinent and
Yes.
you can't recognize
Yeah.
your loved ones. The best way to keep your brain sharp is physical exercise, but not just walking. It's like lifting weights, keeping your muscles strong and healthy. And that's,
Yes.
they do these tests where they test whether or not an older person can get out of a chair. Or, you know, if you can lift weights, you can carry your groceries home from the shops. If you can get out of a chair, you can get up from the toilet and wipe your bum. You can be independent. It's when you start it's when your muscles start wasting to the point that you can't be independent, that, you know, everything kind of goes downhill.
100%. And it's. Can I also say, as an alcoholic, I don't want to do anything. My default position is to lie on the couch, eat biscuits, and just stare at fucking nothing, right? But the thing is that, you know, when you're there and you're doing these weights, you're the part of me is kind of like, oh, this is horrible. This is so horrible. It's so horrible. And then you're all almost fainting, you know, with the effort of it. But then if you anyway, here's the other fucking thing. Talking about it isn't good for me either. Because if I talk about it, I get all a bit fucking smug and look at me, and then that'll fade. So whatever, I just try and do it. I just have to do it.
Do you feel good after you do it though?
Yeah. I do. I know. Listen, if you see, I'm afraid if I even start talking about anything. So
But
I just
keep on talking.
I know I do. I talk about not talking about it.
But I just saw something about Leonardo DiCaprio, and he won't date anyone older than 25. Mm-hmm. You know.
Oh, listen, can I just say, look.
Why is that?
I mean, that's just. I mean, it's not like a strict policy, I guess, but it's just.
Has he said that verbally?
Yeah.
Just...
Well, I think all his girlfriends, because the paparazzis keep track, but his girlfriend now is a 19-year-old model, and he's 49, I think. So, and I was reading the comments. All the blokes are like, fair play.
Well,
but there are a lot of people who say that's they don't. Like
Jack.
it.
Well,
but it's
hang
up
on.
to them. They're two
May I
consenting
say,
adults.
Leonardo DiCaprio, he's a mega star. He's got
Yes,
plenty
exactly. There
of
you
money.
go. But I mean, he's in a different fucking
I
league.
guarantee you
Yeah.
that every girl, over 18, hopefully over 18, would fall for Leonardo DiCaprio.
But should there be different rules for Leonardo?
Well,
DiCaprio?
Well, if the roles were reversed though, and if it was a 19-year-old boy,
yeah.
But 19-year-old
But
guys.
You wouldn't say the guy's getting taken advantage of. You might slag him a bit, as lads would do.
but I think people would be disgusted.
Right? Yeah.
At that
the other
situation.
situation. But also we're in denial.
Demi Moore, she was
hello,
dating.
we're in denial. It's like people are, virtue signaling a little bit because we're in denial about how disgusted by old age we actually are. we're horrified by it. Hello, I'm not thrilled about the fact that time is rolling on and my skin is losing its elasticity, all that kind of stuff. But
If you take
look,
my skin glow, you'll be amazing. I guarantee
but
you. 2
you
months.
are genuinely. How old are you, love? 21.
4.
You're 18. No, you look. But you look.
Yeah,
You look
too old for you.
Yeah. Hey, no.
Oh, no, that's the wrong one.
Hey, but genuinely, we're in denial about how, because if you look at films, it's like
especially
old age
women.
is treated like an illness, and people injecting the shit out of themselves to try and
This is the first part. Are you still working as a pharmacist?
So I'm not working as a community pharmacist anymore.
Okay.
No, I'm fully in this business.
Okay,
and
perfect.
yeah.
So I asked that just because what's your, a lot of people are critical of the pharmaceutical industry, particularly in America. I'm not too aware of the ins and outs in Ireland, but certainly in America with, the whole Oxycontin and all those things that are going on there. So, you've got these natural products and everything. Did you have a certain opinion of how people are treated with injuries and all this?
Well, look, I mean, these aren't for pain.
Right.
And Oxycontin is a pain relieving medication, which is, the law around the prescribing of it here is much more robust than it was in the States.
Right.
We took we've controlled drugs legislation over here, and it's really adhered to.
Yeah.
Whereas over in the States, it's a bit of it was, a bit of the Wild West.
Right.
But even over there, people can make ridiculous claims about case supplements like this too, and they can say whatever they want, but just a little asterisk saying not FDA approved, which is silly too, because then you're I suppose you're capitalizing on people's vulnerabilities in that sense. But just the way the OxyContin scandal did that too, like they were paying doctors and telling doctors this isn't addictive, and then swathes of people were obviously becoming addicted, and now they've awful issues with drug abuse over there. It's terrible. So yes, the pharmaceutical companies have a role to play in that. Obviously they've saved hundreds of thousands of lives and millions of lives in other ways and done really good things. But I think that there is the OxyContin thing is something that's so outrageous that it was allowed to happen. It's despicable, yes, but big pharma in general, do I hate it? Well, no, because it's part of our lives and it helps keep us safe. But I do think that we overprescribe medicines,
Right.
and I think that there isn't enough, public awareness or money or funding towards living healthily and eating well and exercising well.
Because
because
this
pharma is not supportive to it. I must say, pharma relies on people, chronic illnesses. Chronic illnesses brings the money to pharma, because if you buy a medicine for your whole life, there's money coming in.
But I guess the balance to that is, because we live in a capitalistic system that you need to focus on profits because you're not able to be viable on profits. But in that, there is kind of an inherent, almost like, yeah, you know, if people started being healthy all the time, well, business, you know,
Yeah, you wouldn't.
it's like
but
the
also,
light bulbs could last longer, but they make light bulbs last shorter. So you buy another light bulb. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, exactly. But it's even like a lot of the, you know, a lot of the simple medicines that are really, really cheap to make and really, really cheap to buy that pharma don't make any money on, they go out of stock regularly because there isn't the replenishment of them. Whereas the drugs that cost a huge amount of money, like all the research and development that goes into autoimmune diseases so people can get those biological drugs that cost thousands or hundreds of thousands a year for a patient to be put on them. All the R&D goes into that because that's the way the
R&D?
or
Research and
development.
When did you say research and development?
It's very
Everybody
long.
says
Laura
R&D.
Laura told you what that meant.
I know.
at the start
I
of the
just forgot
podcast.
it again.
That's
I forgot
all
it. I
right. You need the
forgot.
focus. You need the brain focus.
I do remember the fuck yous. I do
So,
remember the R&D. But
yeah,
this way,
there's-
R&D, like, because nobody knows what R&D is.
They do.
No, in normal parlance, people don't say R&D.
What
like-
do you
Fair enough.
say?
Fair
You're
enough,
you're
David.
not a normal person, David. So I don't
But I'm
think
saying
you can
she
say what
wants
normal
people to-
parlance
I'm
is.
trying to help her communicate with the masses.
She's got more followers than you. I think she needs to tell you.
Oh, yeah, I know. She does have more followers than me.
Yeah, when I told David you had more followers, he kind of going, oh, great.
No, I didn't. I said, what the fuck?
That's because of my vulva puppet. Definitely, I put it down to my vulva puppet. Everyone loves seeing her.
Yeah. Hannah? Yes?
Yes. Yeah. No, I'm just against big pharma. I just don't like them.
That's okay. That's
So that's
your-
a big statement, and but I
You
do,
wish I was in Big Pharma, and you would
No.
love, if I was loaded, you'd be over in Paris buying Chanel.
Yeah.
Fuck it all, I don't care. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm going to focus on.
I have to focus on my shopping, if you know, in Champs-Elysees.
Well, listen, amazing. Can I just say thank you to... Oh, yeah, thank you, Laura. Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
being
Thanks for
on the
having me.
podcast. It was an absolute pleasure. So, people, when you're in... Where can we get this,
You can
the
get them
Fabu?
in pharmacies and health food stores nationwide, but also on my website, which is fabuwellness.com. FABU.
And also, you can follow her on the Instagram. Very attractive lady. What's your Instagram handle?
Fabulous Pharmacist.
Fabulous Pharmacist.
And they do work, those Fabu. I've taken immune.
I've been following. No, but the journey. You know, I just think it's just fantastic. I'm delighted for
Thanks
you.
a million for having me.
Absolutely brilliant. Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you.
My queen, my two princes. Someday this kingdom will be yours, Jack and Daniel. God bless us all. Let us all move forward into this crazy thing.
And everyone we knew could believe, do, sharing what was true. Oh, I said, dance all day long. Take your baby by the hair and pull her close and there. And take your baby by the ears